today's speaker, Mrs. Yogita Katre ma'am, our head of the Department of Electrical Engineering, Dr. C.M. Wankhede sir, respected principal sir, Dr. Vivek Sunapava, all the faculty members of Electrical Department, all the students and my dear participants. I welcome you all for this webinar on Introduction to Automation Systems by Yogita Katre ma'am. It is my pleasure to introduce Katre ma'am. Katre ma'am is a senior faculty trainer from AMT TAC Thane. She has done her BCom, then she has done her diploma in electronics and radio engineering, and she since last 15 years she is associated with TACT, and she is a certified automation engineer and trainer from IDMI Mumbai. Even she has got a certificate course of medical transcription from Dufar and Inter France Limited Thane. Her work experience includes Technocrat Academy Automation and Control Technology from 2004. Then she had been there with Intel Private Limited Nasik from May 93 to June 97. She had been associated with Technicom India Private Limited Nasik from February 92 to February 93. And earlier, she had been with Rishabh Instruments Private Limited Nasik. Her work responsibilities include conduction of training in industries by TAC branches and in the engineering colleges. She had been expert in industrial automation systems, that is electrical and electronic automation, AC motor and AC drives, programmable logic controllers, SCADA and HMI. Clients where industrial automation training is conducted include Electrotheme India Limited at Kutch, General Motors at Uzbekistan, and General Motors at Pune, IDMI Mumbai, Mahindra and Mahindra from Kandivali, Nasik, Chakan. She had their prestigious clients. They belong from Times of India and even from Thermax. I florally welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, and I request you to start with your presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Madam.
Yeah, sir.
Before that, just 1 minute. Can I speak for 1 minute?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I request HOD sir to please say few words.
Okay. Good morning, one and all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I welcome Yogita Madam on the behalf of management, principal sir, electrical department, and myself and all the faculty members from the electrical department. And welcome, madam. And
Thank you,
the
sir.
association with the madam is last 15 years we are associated, and always the madam and the team, they are always helping us in organizing such type of webinars, workshop, automation workshop for our students, and the students, those who are taking training, and they have taken that training at TAC Thane. So they are very happy and they are working in a good industry. So I request all the students, please concentrate on this webinar, and definitely it is helpful to you. And once you understood the concept, then afterwards you can talk to madam and you can join the training, and definitely it is going to help you. So I welcome once again Yogita madam, and I request Yogita madam, please you start the webinar.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I wish to add a few things. It's really my pleasure to inform all the participants that since 2005, since how I am associated with Lokmanya Tilak Engineering, our students, they every year they are going for this automation training at TAC Thane, and they have been placed at very good industries. And I'm very happy to inform you all that this webinar would be a very informative to you, and it will help you a lot in acquiring your knowledge. And the registration, the feedback form will be shared with you at the end of this seminar. Even one more feedback form is there from TACT. and that will be shared in the chat box. So participants are requested to fill that form at the end of the seminar. Thank you, ma'am. You can start with your presentation.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank everybody, Kapsa Madam, then Wankhede Sir, Principal Sir, for giving us opportunity to conduct such webinar, because we like to interact with youngsters and to get information from them also and share our knowledge with youngsters, because it will be helpful in your future. Okay, so without wasting much time, I will start the presentation, because everybody is interested in knowing about this automation concept. So remaining things we will discuss it afterward. I am Mrs. Katre from AMT TACT, and we are pioneer in industrial automation trainings. So let us start our presentation. Okay. Now hope my screen is visible. Can you see PowerPoint presentations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as our today's topic is introduction to automation system. Almost all of us are knowing what is automation. Okay. And we see automation everywhere around us. So let us get some information about this. Today's webinar will have the topics as automation concept, then industrial automation and its component, then concept of automation engineer, then need and features of, then career options in automation, and then of course you must be thinking that from where this madam is, a little bit information about AMT TACT. Okay. So basically automation concept. This is a very basic and favorite example of every instrumentation faculty to explain automation concept. So here, if we have underground water tank and overhead water tank, and we are interested in shifting this water from underground water tank to overhead water tank, one option is manual water lifting. Take a bucket, employ 3-4 person, and they will carry the water from underground tank to overhead tank. But it is tedious job, and as we want to have automation for this, we need to use some different components instead of human being, because in automation we want to minimize human intervention. Okay, so I think this webinar should be an interactive session. I want students' participation also. It should not be only one-way traffic. So many times I ask some questions and would like to have answers from your side. You can unmute the mic and you can give the answers. Okay. So if we want to eliminate or we want to minimize human intervention in this task of water lifting, what option we have, what we can do? Can you suggest any option? Yes, you can unmute your mic and you can answer my questions, because I like to hear your voice. Yes? What can we do?
We can insert, ma'am, water pump.
Very correct. So we can have a pump. Okay. So now who will run the pump? What we need to run the pump? Can you imagine?
Motor.
Very good. So first of all, I would like to appreciate you that you know that motor and pump, these are two different components. Many times what people think, motor means pump and pump means motor. Okay. So motor is to provide mechanical energy to this pump. Okay. So very good. Now who will run this motor? What we will need?
Drive.
Supply.
Yes. So we will need power supply. Okay. So this three-phase power will be delivered to our motor, which will run the pump and which will lift the water from underground tank to overhead tank. Okay. Here we have used one switching device, or we can say switch gear, to connect the power to the motor. Okay. But here what will happen if we give supply directly to the motor like this? This will give us ghost control. Okay. What is mean by ghost control? That if we activate this lever, power which is available over here will get connected to our motor through this MCB. When we activate this lever, this is maintained type activation. That means once we activate it, the contact inside will get closed, and so there will be connection to the motor. Now, whenever our motor is running, if there is a power failure, what will happen? Since there is a power failure, our motor will not get supply, so pump will be switched off. But this MCB will remain in activated condition itself, because we have not switched off it. Because of power failure, motor is tripped, or we will say it is off. Whenever after some time power resumes again, what will happen? Since this MCB is in activated condition, contacts are already in closed condition, whenever power will resume again, this pump will start automatically. That means without human instruction. So for the water lifting system, it is okay, even if it will get switched on as its own, of its own, no problem. But if we take example of any industry, if there is some machine which is switched on through this MCB with this permanent activation, or we will say maintained type activation, stay put type, that even if we remove our hand from this lever, it will remain in activated condition itself till the time we are not deactivating it again. So for this pump, there is no problem, even if it will start of its own whenever power resumes. But in industry, if there is some machine, we switch on that machine with MCB directly. And if there is a power failure, a person working on that machine may think that since there is no power, machine is off, I want to carry out some maintenance of this machine. So I should use this time, or I should utilize this time for maintenance. And if he or she start maintaining that machine, maybe oiling, maybe proper fitting of nut bolts and everything, okay? And whenever that work is going on, if power resumes, what will happen? That machine will get switched on of its own without notice of that operator who is maintaining that machine. And it may carry serious accident if power resumes directly without knowing the person or without knowledge of that person. So it may have some disaster, maybe life threatening. And so that is why in industry, any load is not directly switched on through such MCB. There must be some controlling in between, to which we call control panel. There should be some start button, stop button, okay? And whenever we use such push button type activations, they are momentary type. So when we press start button, our machine will get switched on. Here our pump will get switched on. Through this contactor and some electrical logic, we can latch the instruction, and so our pump will be on continuously till further instruction. So there is a stop push button. So in this case, if power fails, then the contactor latching will get break, and so even if power resumes again, even if this MCB is in activated condition, power will be available till this point, input of the contactor. It cannot reach to pump, or I will say motor, till the time we are not pressing start button again. That means in case of power failure, when power resumes again, our motor will not get switched on unknowingly or of its own. Whenever it happens, we call it as ghost control. Okay, so to avoid ghost control, normally such type of start, stop and latching logic is used for each and every machine in the industry. Okay, but then sometimes it may happen that because of overload or some problem in this pump, this motor will get overloaded. So at that time we need some protection for the motor. So you must have learned overload relay, thermal overload relay. So we will connect that overload relay also. Whenever we use this relay, there will be some logic, electrical logic. We will have wiring behind this panel, which will give us the protection, as whenever motor will get overloaded, this latching we should get break and motor supply should get cut. But then whenever motor supply will get cut, pump will be switched off. How user will come to know that there is some problem and pump is switched off? Because in industry also, nobody is 24 hours standing in front of the panel or the machine, because in automation we want to minimize human intervention. So nobody is 24 hours attending the machine. So then how user or the operator who is working on that machine will come to know, or who is working on shop floor will come to know that there is a problem in the machine. So for that we need either audio indication or visual indication. There can be some indication lamp which will start blinking whenever this motor will get tripped because of overload. Again, if it will start blinking, how we will come to know? Because we are not sitting in front of the panel for all the day. So there must be some audio indication also. That is, hooter or buzzer will get switched on whenever there is a problem in this machine. So this is only to get attention of the user. Okay, because to resolve the problem, to see the problem, what is the problem, then find out it and rectify it may take some time. So there is no need of this hooter to ring continuously, creating sound pollution and disturbance on the shop floor. So what we need, that once we come to know that there is a problem in this machine, this hooter should get switched off. So there is one acknowledgement button on the panel. When user will press this button, this hooter may get switched off, but this lamp will continue to glow, because this lamp will remind us, yes, still you have not identified the problem, you have only acknowledged it or noted it. So still the fault finding is remaining. This lamp will remain on. So then the operator will call a maintenance person. Maintenance person will see what is the problem and he or she will rectify it. So your machine will become healthy. So whenever our machine will be healthy and now ready to switch it on again, we should switch off this lamp, because this lamp is giving us indication that it is in faulty condition. So we need one reset button also, which will reset our fault. That means this indication. Now we are machine through this start button. Okay, so this is how basic, we will say, automation will be there. Okay, but now in this case, manually, if we start the motor to lift the water from underground tank to overhead tank, in case of fault, this overload will take care. But if this overhead tank will get filled, we need to switch it off. So for that, what we need, we have to continuously monitor water level in the overhead tank and water level in the underground tank. So again, we will need a human being, and again it is a boring work कि नीचे देखते रहो, ऊपर जाते रहो, दौड़ते रहो, या फिर वो ऊपर की टैंक से पानी जब ओवरफ्लो होने लगेगा, थोड़ा वेस्ट हो जाएगा, then run and switch off the pump. So to avoid this, what we can do? Do we have any option to monitor these levels?
Floating ball switch we can use.
Very good. So for which we can call that we can use sensors, level sensor, to sense the level of water in underground tank and overhead tank, because it may happen that when this overhead tank will get filled, before that underground tank will get empty. It is possible, there is a possibility that there is less water in underground tank, and so whenever we start this pump, it may happen कि ये पूरा भरने के पहले ही ये पूरा खाली हो सकता है. So we need to monitor this also, lower level of this underground tank also. This pump should not get dry run. Okay, so we need to monitor it, and for that we need to use sensors. So we will have sensors in underground tank as well as overhead tank to monitor upper level or top level as well as bottom level. Same way here also, top level as well as bottom level. Okay. At the same time, we should use a flow sensor also, because it may happen that in this piping there is air trapped, and so if we press start button, even though there is a water in underground tank, there is a space in overhead tank, but because water is trapped over here, when we switch on the pump, it cannot lift the water. So we cannot get anything from this pipe. In such situation, if we will not take some corrective action or we will not stop the pump, this pump will get damaged because of overheating, because air will start circulating or rotating over here. It will get heated. It cannot lift the water, and then it may get damaged. To avoid this, we have flow sensor over here. And we can use a timer that whenever we press start button, if within 10 seconds we cannot observe water over here, that means there is some problem in the pump, and so we need to switch off the whole thing. Okay, and that is why there is one more sensor, flow sensor. Now it is foolproof automated system. Okay, that it is monitoring the level, it is monitoring the overload and other conditions and everything. Okay, it is giving us indications also. So this is basic example of automation. Now if we consider this basic example of automation, through this control panel, what we are doing? We are communicating with our automated system or with our machine. Okay, this is automatic level controller. So through control panel, what we do is we interact or interface with the machine. And that is why this control panel is called as user interface. What is mean by user interface? That through this, user will communicate with machine as well as machine will also communicate with user. See, every time whenever we are using any machine, a simple example of oven, microwave oven in our home. Okay, so there also when we put something inside the oven for heating, we set the time, we start it. Then whenever that time is over, 1 minute, half minute, whatever, it gives some buzzer. It will attract our attention कि yes, मेरा काम हो गया है, मैंने गरम कर दिया है. Now take it out and enjoy it. So it gives us some indication. So as we give instruction to machine, machine is also communicating with us. And for that, we use control panel. On control panel, there are some push buttons, switches, all those things to give instruction to machine. Same way, there are some indication lamps, buzzers or hooters to get instruction or information from the machine. Okay, so it is in and out, both way. So if we try to analyze this automated system, we will get this block diagram. Okay, this is automation block diagram. If you consider any high funda automated machine, you will see there must be all these blocks in that machine, or we can segregate components of that machine in these different blocks. Okay, as we have already discussed, user interface, every machine will have a control panel or front fascia to give instruction. Okay, so user interface must be there. Okay, so while analyzing any automated system, what we need to do is we have to think about output first. Okay, and then पीछे आना है, सोचते backtracking should be there. Okay, it should not be like this कि हाँ मैंने components तो purchase कर लिया, अभी देखेंगे क्या output मिलता है. That should not happen.
Will you please click on to hide?
Hello?
Will you please click on to hide? Actually, onto the screen. Onto hide. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Ma'am.
Okay. You were not able to see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here what we have to do is we have to think first about output. As in this case, what we have done initially, what is my requirement? That I want to shift this water in the underground tank to overhead tank. So which energy I need to lift this water? Mechanical energy. So who will give me that mechanical energy? Motor and pump system. So first we have thought about output, and then we travel towards input. That who will run the motor, then what is the protection and all those things. Okay, so same way, then designing any automated system, or analyzing any automated system, what we have to do is, first we have to think about output. What is my output requirement? If some heating process is there and I want to carry out automation of that process, my output requirement will be heat energy. So at that time, my actuator will get changed. Who will provide heat energy? Can you imagine? Yes. हम घर में हीटिंग एप्लीकेशन के लिए क्या यूज करते हैं? गैस बर्नर, इलेक्ट्रिक हीटर्स, ओके, हॉट प्लेट. तो if it is a heating process and we want to carry out automation of that, we have to change our actuator, but definitely we will need some actuator. Okay, so first think about output. In our case, it was mechanical energy, so our actuator was electric motor, which is converting electrical energy into mechanical energy. So actuator is nothing but the gadget which converts one form of energy into usable form. Okay. Now this motor will need power, so there must be energy source. But as discussed, we will not connect directly this energy source to our motor. We will use some protection devices in between. Okay. So we have used overload relay. Same way we have used final control element, means a contactor. Through contactor we have given supply to motor, because my push buttons, they cannot carry high energy, high voltages or high current, because they are on user interface or a user panel or a control panel. So that control panel is always touched by a human being, so it will operate at low voltage level. So we give instruction with hardly 24 volt or at the max to 30 volt AC. Okay, but this motor will need 3-phase 440 volt. So I need contactor in between, which will handle this power energy and get instruction from user as a control energy. Okay, so contactor will get instruction from a controller. As in our case also, we have said that sensors, they will give feedback, and then according to the logic we will decide when to switch on the motor, when to switch off the motor. So to switch off the motor or switch on the motor, whatever logic we will design, as per that logic, contactor will be only a mediator. It will only connect this 3-phase energy to motor as per instruction from the controller. It is not deciding factor, or it cannot take a decision. He is not a decision maker. Who will take decision? Controller. So our control logic will decide. And how control logic will work, or control logic controller will take action? It will get instruction from user, as well as it will get information from the field. What is happening? Actual, what are the water levels right now? That information will be collected by sensors, field interface. Field interface is nothing but sensors. So these sensors, they will get this information and provide this information to controller. So what is the lifetime aim of controller? That take instruction from user, collect information from sensor, compare the information, go through the logic, and accordingly take the decision whether to continue, whether to stop, and all those things. Okay, so this is how any automated system will work. Now you will be able to find out that from this our system, what all components will be there in these particular blocks. that, as I have said, that user interface. So in user interface, what we have: start push button, stop push button, reset button, acknowledgement button. Okay, then this hooter, this indication lamp, all these things will be there in user interface. What is there in field interface? All these sensors, they are in field interface. What is there in protection devices? So this overload relay is from protection devices. So you can analyze any system like this, and there must be all these components over there. Okay, even if it is a very small scale automation, or it is a very skilled, highly professional, or we will say very complicated automated machine, it will always have all these components. Okay, so this automation concept, or we will say automation block diagram, is clear. For automation, we need all these components. These actuators will get changed, because in automation we need many times hydraulics and pneumatics also for pick and place. Here, as the water lifting was there, pump and motor is used. If heating application is there, we will use heater. But if we want to lift something, if we want to push something, we need hydraulic or pneumatic. So at that time, our actuators will get changed. Our energy source will also get changed. Here it was electrical energy. In hydraulics or pneumatics, there must be a hydraulic energy or a pneumatic energy. That means either a compressed air or a pressurized oil. So energy source will get changed. Protection devices will get changed, because there we need pressure relief valve and all those type of protections. Okay, so depending on our output requirement, these computation from those blocks, that actuator means it should convert one form of energy into another. So in hydraulics or pneumatics, we will have cylinders, single acting, double acting, which are converting hydraulic or pneumatic energy into mechanical energy. Okay, so like that, our actuator will get changed, but definitely we will need some actuator over there. Okay, if we see all these things, one thing is clear, that to learn automation, there is no need of very complicated concepts or highly qualified person to teach it. Our human body is a perfect example of automation. Okay, as in our childhood, we have learned that there are 5 sensory organs: eyes, ear, nose, skin. Okay, so in this case, whenever we were saying we need to monitor level of this water, if we want to carry out it manually, what we would have used? Our eyes. So our eyes are nothing but sensors. So our human body is perfect example of automation, as we have eyes, ears, if we want to cross a road. Okay, so what we do? We see to left, right, that means we are using our eyes to see whether there is any vehicle. Same way we hear the horn. Okay, so like that, we are using eyes, ears as sensor, even skin to sense temperature. अभी आजकल कोरोना की वजह से हर कोई आते जाते मुझे बुखार नहीं है ना, तो monitoring the temperature. So how we monitor? We use our skin to sense the temperature. So we have sensory organs which will work as a sensor. Then we have actuators. Our hands and legs are actuator. If we want to lift something, if we want to carry something, what we do? We will use our hands. But if it is far away from us, we will use our legs also to go to that place and then lift it. So our hands and legs are actuators. Okay, and our brain is a controller, because it is controlling all the activities, or it is synchronizing all the activities. It is decision maker part in our body. So brain is a controller. So it is a very good example of automation, our human body. Okay, so here it is shown that whenever we say controller, there can be a PLC, there can be a timer or a process controller. Okay, as temperature controller, pressure controller, there can be a supervisory controller like SCADA. Like that, different controllers are used in industry. As we say sensors, there can be some ultrasonic sensors, proximity sensors, like that, different sensors. And then as it is discussed in actuator part, there can be pneumatic cylinder, there can be hydraulic cylinder, there can be a motor, like that, different actuators are there in automation system. Okay, so it is very good to always compare it with our human body. Now here there is one automation of conveyor. Now here you can see that there is such type of project you must have carried out in your colleges also. You will do it because I think you are from 3rd year and 2nd year. So you will have this project work in your next year curriculum. So here also there can be some logic that when we press start push button, then this conveyor will start. Whenever that object will be here, sensor will sense the object, and if it is okay, it will travel in straight line, or if it is rejected, some pneumatic cylinder, it will push the object on this conveyor, and then this conveyor will get switched on and it will be pushed to rejection bin. Like that, some type of automation we can have, or you can carry out such project. इंडस्ट्री में क्या होता है, यही बड़े स्केल पे होता है. Here you may need a small motor, but in industry, if you want to carry out a heavy material from this conveyor, you will need higher rating motors. So accordingly, your component selection will get changed, but logic will remain same. Okay. So here there are some examples that conveyor control demonstration as manual switch, that we can have a manual switch, turn on conveyor using manual operated switch, turn off conveyor using manual operated switch. So there can be a switch which will, if we rotate it or if we turn it towards right, conveyor will be switched on. If we turn it towards left, conveyor will be switched off. So it is maintained type. But then again, it will have that ghost control problem, that once you activate it and whenever there is a power failure, conveyor will be stopped. But when power resumes again, since the switch is in activated condition, your conveyor will start automatically without presence of any human being. And कोई आदमी वहां पे नहीं और अपने आप मशीन चलने लगे, तो हम उससे कहेंगे it is a ghost. So it will give us ghost control. Then instead of manual on off, what we can do is we can use sensors, that we can put a sensor or fixed a sensor at the start of the conveyor. So when an object is sensed at start position, conveyor turns on. So sensor, when it senses object over here, it will give instruction to our controller. Controller will give instruction to motor. Motor will start this conveyor. Okay. Then there will be one more sensor at the stop position. So whenever we can have one more sensor over here which will sense the object, and it will again give instruction to this controller to switch off the conveyor. So from manual we have switched towards automation by using sensors. Then if we want to control speed of the conveyor, if we want to change direction of the conveyor, then what we will do? Changing speed of conveyor using VFD. All of you must be knowing VFD, variable frequency drive. Okay, so through this what we gain is controlling speed of this conveyor. Okay, then if we want to change direction as clockwise or anti-clockwise, for conveyor we are not using word clockwise or anti-clockwise. For motor we use word clockwise rotation, anti-clockwise rotation. For conveyor we say forward, reverse. Okay. Then here we can have conveyor operation using PLC and SCADA. That means switching the contacts from PLC, start-stop conveyor using SCADA. Okay, that means as here we need to at least give first instruction to start it or to change the direction. On drive also we can have some buttons to start, to stop, to change the direction, or we can use sensors. So same way, if we use sensor will give that information to PLC. Through PLC, we can control the system. Why here we are introducing PLC? If we want remote operation. So PLC, to communicate with PLC, we will need SCADA. So SCADA is nothing but a software which we can install in our PC. And that PC, I can operate a system which may be 20 kilometers away from my house. Nowadays, because of COVID, we cannot move from our home. We are quarantined, okay? So at that time, if I want to switch on some machines from my home, which are located in kilometer away, 100 kilometer away, what we can do? We can have start button, stop button, different set points, and everything we can give through SCADA. Totally, we can control production, or even need to get down on the shop floor by sitting in manager cabin, control the machines or control the processes or monitor how much is the production, today's production, what is the rejection on the SCADA screen. Okay, so if we need, we'll go for SCADA. So a simple example of conveyor application. Now, when we need a drive, we need sensor and all those things. We need some, first of all, to design these systems. Automation engineer. What is meaning of automation engineer? An engineer with knowledge of all fields related to automation industry. So now we have learned that in automation we need a drive also, we need pump also, we need a motor and everything. Okay. So if we try to analyze the automated system, any automated machine consists of different ready-made parts, because motor ready-made available, pump is ready-made available, sensors are ready-made available. So it consists of ready-made parts from different engineering branches. Okay. For example, hydraulics, pneumatics from mechanical engineering. If we want pick and place, so we need hydraulics, pneumatics. Switch gears and motors from electrical engineering. Then sensors, timers, counters, all these things, encoders, they are from electronic engineering. Okay, so here you can see these pneumatic cylinders are there, some valves, actuators, rotary actuators, even we have hydraulic motor also, pneumatic motors also. So these are components from hydraulics and pneumatic. This is hydraulic, this is pneumatic. Okay, then these are sensors which are from electronics. There are motors which are from electrical, switch gears, or we say user interface, that switches, push button, everything is from electrical. Even a power supply, it is from electrical engineering, single phase, three phase, whatever details are there. Okay. Then timers, counters, like controllers, they are from electronic side. So there are components from different engineering branches. As there can be you can see photographs of all these switch gears, PLC, VFD. VFD is again from electrical as well as instrumentation. Okay. Then sensors, motors. PLC is there. What is PLC? Electronic people, they will say PLC is from electronic engineering branch, as the internal structure, all semiconductor technology is used. So electronic circuitry is inside. So they will say it is from electronic engineering. But in instrumentation students, they will say programming and everything will come in instrumentation part. So it is from instrumentation side. So no problem. Basic what we want to convey is there are different components from different engineering branches which are integrated together in automation. Okay. So this PLC is nothing but a industrial digital computer which has been adapted for the control of manufacturing processes such as assembly lines or robotic devices. Okay. PLC can multiple operation real time with high reliability control and can handle large number of input and output. That means even if any complicated process is there, PLC can control that process. Okay. Then there is a SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. If SCADA is not there, then what is required? We have to employ a human being, and it will take the stock, or he will be there and it is continuously, he is continuously monitoring how many objects are there. So he will note it down and all manual work will get increased. Because of SCADA, what happens? SCADA can have supervisory control as well as data acquisition. Okay, so this manual labor work is minimized because of this SCADA system. So in automation, we can have SCADA. It is nothing but a computer-based system for gathering and analyzing real-time data. SCADA systems are used to monitor and control a plant or equipment in industries such as telecommunication, water and wastewater control, energy, oil and gas refinery. That means in this oil and gas refinery, if we have, we are interested in remote controlling, then also SCADA will help us. So how it will help us? So we can have such type of screen designing on our PC. We can use a screen, and through this we can start the process, we can stop the process, we can monitor it also. That here green means this wall is on, here red means this wall is closed. Okay, this is open, this is closed. So if there is some mixing, then we can monitor the levels also. Okay, so sorry, we can have different screens also. If we click on particular screen, alarms, so we can switch to that screen, and there we can see different alarms also. So like that, through SCADA, we can monitor the process and even we can control it on supervisory level. Okay? So all these parts, they are from different engineering branches. And that is why it is said that in automation, what is done is industrial automation is integration of multiple ready-made components to perform the process or operation. So in industry, we need all these components, and to maintain such machines or to design such machines, industry needed to employ 4 different engineers, which is not cost effective. So what is expected is industry prefers to employ an individual who possesses application knowledge of all automation components in a machine, irrespective of his or her engineering branch. Like right now you are electrical engineer. Okay, so what is required is you need to acquire working knowledge or application knowledge of other components which are from electronics engineering branch, which are from mechanical, which are from instrumentation side. Nowadays we have in our electrical syllabus also you have PLC and all those things. So nowadays our curriculum is getting upgraded, in which there is some combination of such electrical and instrumentation, electrical and electronics. But still what industry expect that you should know all the components which are related to automation. Okay, and such engineer is called as automation engineer. Okay, now you will say, is it possible to learn all these things? कि अभी इलेक्ट्रिकल पढ़ने के लिए ही हमने 4 साल यहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट किए हैं, एंड नाउ यू आर सेइंग यू शुड नो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन, मैकेनिकल, तो अभी क्या और 12 साल पढ़ाई करें क्या? तो नो, बिकॉज व्हाट इज एक्सपेक्टेड इज एप्लीकेशन नॉलेज. ओके, आप इलेक्ट्रिकल में जो 4 साल पढ़ रहे हो दैट इज डिटेल्ड design knowledge of everything, how to design a motor, how to design a switch gear. Okay, but in automation 70% components are ready made, so no need to learn design of that component. What we need to learn is application knowledge. A simple example, if you purchase new mobile, नया handset market में आया है, so if you purchase that new mobile handset, how much time it will take to know all the feature in that handset? What do you think? कितना टाइम आपको लगेगा वो मोबाइल समझने के लिए या अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए या यूज करने के लिए? मे बी 2 to 3 hours, है ना? कि उसका मैनुअल देख लोगे, बेसिक क्या है, अच्छा वो हैंडसेट में ये था, पुराने में इसमें ये नया फीचर है, लाइक दैट, बिकॉज इट इज एप्लीकेशन नॉलेज. यू वांट टू यूज इट, यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन डिजाइनिंग ऑफ दैट मोबाइल. हाँ, आपको अगर मैंने कहा कि एक कंपनी है, मैं एक कंपनी खोलना चाहती हूँ जिसमें मुझे मोबाइल हैंडसेट बनाना है, तो वो आप मुझे करके दो, तो डेफिनेटली आप क्या कहोगे? इट इज नॉट अ 3 hour जॉब, है ना, इट इज अ 3 years जॉब. तो सेम वे कि हमें वो ऑटोमेशन के जो कंपोनेंट है उनका डिजाइनिंग या मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नहीं करना है, वो रेडीमेड अवेलेबल है, उनको सिर्फ समझ लेना है कि व्हाट इज द वर्किंग प्रिंसिपल. If I know working principle, then only I will be able to select a proper component for my requirement. जैसे कि अभी वाटर लिफ्टिंग के लिए पहला सजेशन हमें मिला कि पंप यूज करो, तो पंप का वर्किंग प्रिंसिपल मालूम था, पंप क्या काम करता है ये मालूम था, इसके लिए आपने वो सजेस्ट किया ना कि वी कैन यूज अ पंप. सेम वे कि फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड वर्किंग प्रिंसिपल, देन सिलेक्शन कि कितना पानी लिफ्ट करना है, क्या फ्लो रेट से चाहिए, मतलब कितने टाइम में हमें कितना लीटर पानी लिफ्ट करना है, सो इट विल डिसाइड द फ्लो रेट. सो उसका स्पेसिफिकेशन मालूम होने के लिए या सिलेक्शन के लिए वी शुड नो ऑल दिस थिंग्स. देन कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कि पंप को चलाने के लिए क्या स्पेसिफिकेशन की मोटर, उसका पावर सप्लाई क्या है वगैरह, ये सब आपको कॉन्फ़िगर करना पड़ेगा. एंड देन ट्रबल शूटिंग एट सिस्टम लेवल. ओके, कि अगर दैट सिस्टम इज नॉट वर्किंग, तो वेदर पंप इज फॉल्टी और द मोटर इज फॉल्टी और सम सेंसर इज नॉट गिविंग information, that is why this machine is not getting switched on. So it is on system level. Nobody will ask you कि मोटर फॉल्टी है तो अभी उसको खोलो एंड उसका रिवाइंडिंग करते बैठो. देयर आर मोटर रिवाइंडर्स, मोटर रिपेयरिंग करने वाले हैं, उनके पास दे दो, वो 1 दिन में दे देंगे. आप खुद सब करते बैठे so it will take a long time. So what is expected is only application knowledge. Okay, and that is why it is possible to learn the remaining engineering branch components also, which are used in automation. So what are the unique feature of automation field? That same knowledge set applies to different industries. जैसे कि heating application है, तो heating application, if you know how to control the heating process with the help of temperature controller, which sensors are available and all those things, what are the different types of controlling technique, proportional, integral, or on-off control, PID controller, like that there are different techniques of process controlling. So if you know that, if you know how to control a heating process, that heating process can be used in pharma industry, can be used in food industry, कि टोमेटो सॉस बनाना है तो वो टोमेटो का जो ग्रेवी रहेगा वो एक स्पेसिफिक टेम्परेचर तक आपको हीट करना है वगैरह, ऐसा कुछ प्रोसेस रहेगा. तो इफ यू नो हाउ टू कंट्रोल द हीटिंग एप्लीकेशन, यू कैन यूज योर नॉलेज इन डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज. It can be pharma, food, steel, cement, oil, anywhere you can use it. Okay. Same way, 60% of any automated machine or processes are ready-made components from different engineering branches that we have already discussed. And global field. अभी आपने अगर आपको if you know how to control a motor with the help of drive, so that motor and drive will behave in same way in India as well as US as well as Europe, wherever you go. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि इंडिया की मोटर अलग बिहेव करती है और अमेरिका की मोटर अलग बिहेव करती है. तो whatever knowledge you will have about automation, that will be global field. सेंसर्स वगैरह सब, पानी सेंस करना है तो वो इंडिया में सेम करेगा और यूएस में भी सेम ही करेगा. ओके, so it is a global field. Now why we should go for automation? So India is poised to become a global manufacturing hub, and if we want to compete in global market, what we need is it should be cost effective production, quality should be there, and most important is strict delivery schedules. And that is why there is no alternative to automated machine. Okay, and that is why every industry uses automated machine to compete in global market. So there is an increasing demand for automated machines, result into increasing number of मशीन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स. तो ऑटोमेटेड मशीन्स का डिमांड बढ़ रहा है तो उसके मैन्युफैक्चरर्स भी बढ़ रहे हैं. तो देन व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इज कि ऑटोमेशन डिजाइन करने वाले, मतलब मशीन बनाने वाले भी ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर्स को डिमांड है, एज वेल एज जो यूज कर रहे हैं उनके यहाँ भी ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर को डिमांड है. तो देयर इज अ ग्रेट डिमांड टू ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर. See, same thing is written. What is the need of automation? To increase productivity and accuracy, to reduce labor cost, to improve safety, time saving, improve quality, reduce manufacturing lead time, and continuous operation. Okay. So, machine users, they need maintenance engineer. एंड मशीन मैन्युफैक्चरर, ऑटोमेटेड मशीन बनाने वाले जो है, दे नीड डिजाइन इंजीनियर एंड सर्विस इंजीनियर्स. सो ऑल these engineers, design, service, maintenance, project, all should have information or knowledge about automation. So there is great demand for engineers having knowledge of automation, called as automation engineer. Okay. So basically, here we want to explain you that there are so many obstacles if we try to search a job, that there are less vacancies, too many candidates, or we need to have more qualification, and n number of obstacles are there to get a job. Okay, so what we should do, that we should select proper job profile and field. Which field we should select? Choose a field which has maximum number of opportunities. As already it is discussed, that automation field is having n number of opportunities, job opportunities in India and abroad, because automation is nowadays used everywhere. Okay, so you should select field which has maximum job opportunities. Okay, and learn something which industry expect in that field. एक बार आपने अगर ऑटोमेशन का फील्ड सिलेक्ट कर लिया कि हाँ यस देयर इज अ ग्रेट डिमांड, तो मुझे जॉब मिलने के बहुत अच्छे चांसेस है, तो इफ यू हैव सिलेक्टेड कि यस आई विल हैव करियर इन ऑटोमेशन, तो व्हाट विल बी नेक्स्ट स्टेप? लर्न समथिंग व्हिच इंडस्ट्री एक्सपेक्ट्स इन दैट चोजन फील्ड. Okay, so you should gain more and more knowledge related to that field so that you will be preferred choice for the industry. So choose knowledge enriching jobs while starting your career. Okay, and not the process based job. In process based job you will not gain much of knowledge. Okay, and have immunity to any ups and downs in industry. इंडस्ट्री में ups and downs क्या है? रिसेशन है, अभी जो कोरोना का चल रहा है कि देयर इज अ लेस प्रोडक्शन बिकॉज देयर इज नो डिमांड, लोगों के पास पैसे ही कम है, तो डिमांड कम हो गया तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कम हो गया है. तो ऑल दीज आर अप्स एंड डाउन्स इन द इंडस्ट्री. सो वी शुड हैव इम्यूनिटी टू ऑल दीज अप्स एंड डाउन्स. मतलब क्या कि अभी कोरोना की वजह से अगर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कम हो गया है, तो कम किस चीज का हुआ है कि समझो टीवी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज है, तो उनके टीवी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का प्रोडक्शन कम हो गया होगा, व्हीकल्स का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कम हुआ. लेकिन फूड इंडस्ट्री, फार्मा इंडस्ट्री, लोग तो जब तक है तब तक खाना तो खाएंगे ही. सो एफएमसीजी में देयर इज नो एनी प्रॉब्लम, इन फार्मा देयर इज नो एनी प्रॉब्लम. तो हमारे पास ऐसा क्वालिफिकेशन या ऐसा स्पेशलाइजेशन होना चाहिए कि इफ टुडे आई एम वर्किंग इन स्टील इंडस्ट्री एंड इफ देयर इज अ रिसेशन इन स्टील इंडस्ट्री, आई शुड बी वेरी वेल एबल टू स्विच टू फार्मा इंडस्ट्री. बट टुडे एज अ इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर यू कैन नॉट थिंक कि मैं फार्मा इंडस्ट्री में जा सकती हूँ. आई कैन गो इन फूड इंडस्ट्री, मैं प्रॉक्टर एंड गैम्बल में काम कर सकती हूँ, मैं कोका कोला में काम कर सकती हूँ. ये आज इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर है तो आई कैन नॉट थिंक, बट वंस आई विल गेन नॉलेज अबाउट ऑटोमेशन, तो कोका कोला में भी प्रोडक्शन लाइन जो है वो ऑटोमेटेड लाइन है. या किसी फार्मा इंडस्ट्री में आप जाइडस में गए, फाइजर में गए, तो उनको वहां पे वो जो वैक्सीनेशन बना रहे हैं, तो वहां पे भी पूरा ऑटोमेशन है. तो एज अ ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर एक जगह पे प्रॉब्लम आ गया एक टाइप की इंडस्ट्री में, तो आई कैन वेरी वेल स्विच ओवर टू अनदर टाइप ऑफ इंडस्ट्री, एंड दैट इज नथिंग बट इम्यूनिटी टू अप्स एंड डाउन्स इन इंडस्ट्री. ओके, सो हियर यू कैन सी कि व्हाट इज द जॉब प्रोस्पेक्टस फॉर ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर. तो रिक्रूटर टाइप, एक तो है ओईएम, मतलब जो ऑटोमेटेड मशीन खुद बनाएंगे, उनके पास क्या चाहिए? डिजाइन इंजीनियर्स चाहिए, प्रोग्रामर्स चाहिए, कस्टमर सपोर्ट इंजीनियर्स चाहिए, क्वालिटी इंजीनियर चाहिए, इंस्टॉलेशन एंड कमीशनिंग इंजीनियर्स चाहिए, सेल्स इंजीनियर. अभी बहुत बार स्टूडेंट्स को लगता है सेल्स इंजीनियर मतलब वो घर पे डोर टू डोर जाके जो बेचते हैं ना, वैसे टाइप का. तो इंडस्ट्री में दैट टाइप ऑफ सेल्स इंजीनियर इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड. यहाँ पे टेक्निकल पर्सन चाहिए कि जो दूसरी किसी इंडस्ट्री को इज इंटरेस्टेड इन ऑटोमेटिंग देयर प्रोडक्शन लाइन, तो वहां पे जाके उनके साथ बात करके उनका रिक्वायरमेंट समझ लेंगे एंड देन उनको कुछ ना कुछ सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड कर सकेंगे. दैट टाइप ऑफ सेल्स इंजीनियर्स आर एक्सपेक्टेड. तो दिस इज अबाउट द machine manufacturer, automated machine manufacturer. So there you will join as a production engineer or quality engineer or project engineer. Within 10 years, you will get promoted to manager level. Within another 10 years, it will be business head. And there is a possibility within another 5 years, you will be director in that manufacturing system or that manufacturing house. देन दूसरा ऑप्शन क्या है, एंड यूजर की जो ऑटोमेटेड मशीन यूज करते हैं. पहले ओईएम थे वो बना रहे थे ऑटोमेटेड मशीन्स, अभी ये जो है दे आर एंड यूजर. तो एंड यूजर कहाँ क्या जॉब रहेगा, तो एज अ मेंटेनेंस इंजीनियर या यूटिलिटी इंजीनियर्स. तो दे आर इन ग्रेट डिमांड बिकॉज ऑटोमेटेड मशीन्स आर यूज्ड बाय ईच एंड एवरी इंडस्ट्री. फार्मा है, फूड है, पेट्रोकेमिकल, सीमेंट, any type of industry, steel. So there is a demand for maintenance engineer and project engineers. तो वहां पे if you join as a maintenance engineer or project engineer over there, or we will say a utility engineer, within 10 years you will become a manager. Within another 10 years it will be business head. Okay, so like that there is a good career path or prosperous career path for automation engineers. Either it will be at end user or the OEM. Okay, so it is basically about our institute, that it is Technocrats Academy of Automation and Control Technology, dedicated to develop automation engineers. And till now we have trained almost 2,500 automation engineer. Our campus at Nashik, Mumbai, Pune and Aurangabad. Okay, and this is our training philosophy, that 70% practical, only 30% classroom session. Basically we believe in hands-on practice. Okay, and these are our different, as in my introduction part, madam given you introduction about some training programs where we have conducted training programs, that is Mahindra and Mahindra, Times of India, General Motor, Pune, as well as Uzbekistan. So these are a few more clients where we impart training related to automation. So you can see that automation in all these sections. Even Indian Railway have automation. They use SCADA. So there is a great demand for automation. Okay. So madam, should we stop here or do we have 5-10 minutes?
Yeah, definitely ma'am, we can have.
Okay. So here there is one example that this timer, it is one component from automation. So what is a timer? That timer where we need some time-based operation. Okay, so in timer we can have different options, as on delay timer, interval timer, off delay timer, cyclic timer. Okay, so what it means, जैसे कि हमने कहा कि we should know working knowledge of each and every automation component. तो जैसे कि ये टाइमर है, तो टाइमर is one component in automation. तो उसका वर्किंग प्रिंसिपल मालूम होना चाहिए कि टाइमर्स आर यूज्ड फॉर काउंटिंग प्रीडिटरमाइंड टाइम डिले फॉर अ टाइम डिपेंडेंट एक्टिविटी. देन उसके अलग अलग मोड क्या है, मतलब कॉन्फ़िगरेशन मालूम होना चाहिए हमें, व्हेन टू यूज व्हिच. तो ऑन डिले का मीनिंग यहाँ पे बताया है, बट बिफोर रीडिंग दिस मीनिंग वी कैन ऑब्जर्व दिस एनिमेशन, तो यू विल कम टू नो कि व्हाट इज ऑन डिले. You can at least imagine. What you have to do is, first you see that when we give supply to this timer coil, how it will activate its output contact. This is a timer and these are its output contact. Okay. So when we activate this switch, monitor over here what will happen when it will get changed. Let's see here. Now it is activated, and then when it will get changed, that you see what happened, that it has changed its output contact with a delay of 5 seconds, and that is why it is called as on delay timer. When we give supply to timer, first it will count the delay time and then it will change its output contact. So if you have some application like this, if I give instruction, after 5 seconds, it should get switched on. Can you give me an example? Participants, do you have any idea? आप youngsters हो, आपको आजकल ये बहुत यूज करते हो आप, कि इंस्ट्रक्शन के कुछ देर के बाद वो अपना काम करेगा. किसी को कुछ इमेजिन हो रहा है? आपके कैमरा में फीचर रहता है ना कि आप फोटो के लिए क्लिक करोगे तो वहां पे यू कैन सेट अ टाइमर कि आपने उसको 3 सेकेंड का डिले दिया, तो आपने वहां पे बटन क्लिक किया एंड देन खुद आके पूरे ग्रुप में बैठ गए तो आपका भी फोटो आ जाएगा. तो वो 3 सेकेंड के बाद फोटो क्लिक करता है. अदरवाइज क्या होता है, पिकनिक में जाते हैं तो जिसके पास कैमरा है वो किसी फोटो में नहीं रहता बेचारा, बाकी सबके फोटो आ जाते हैं, सब अलग अलग स्टाइल पोज से फोटो निकाल लेते हैं. तो अगर वो जो है जो फोटो निकाल रहा है उसको भी फोटो में लेना है, तो व्हाट ऑप्शन वी हैव ऑन डिले टाइमर इन दैट कैमरा, कि आप उसे क्लिक करोगे एंड देन सामने आके पूरे ग्रुप में बैठ जाओगे तो आपका भी फोटो वहां पे आ सकता है. तो इट इज ऑन डिले एप्लीकेशन. आप जितना सोचोगे उतना आपको ऐसे एग्जांपल्स मिलते जाएंगे, लेकिन उसके लिए आपको पहले क्या होना चाहिए कि यू शुड नो द वर्किंग प्रिंसिपल, ऑपरेटिंग मोड, इट्स मीनिंग, देन ओनली इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर यू कि ये पर्टिकुलर एप्लीकेशन के लिए शुड आई गो फॉर ऑन डिले, शुड आई गो फॉर इंटरवल और ऑफ डिले, लाइक दैट. ओके, ट्रैफिक सिग्नल इज वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ टाइमर. उसमें भी अलग अलग टाइम सेट रहते हैं, अपने आप चलते रहते हैं, तो इट इज वन टाइप ऑफ साइक्लिक टाइमर. It is repeating the same thing. So there are different such. See here, from waveform also you can understand on delay. है ना? कि when we give power supply, it will not immediately activate the output. What it will do? It will count the delay and then it will activate the output. So after some delay, that is why it is on a delay, कि उसने activation में delay किया. Okay? So there are different modes. ये तो मैंने एक ही बताया आपको, on delay. लेकिन इंटरवल है, मोनोपल्स है, ऑफ डिले है, फ्लैशर है, साइक्लिक, लाइक दैट देयर आर n नंबर ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइमर्स अवेलेबल. तो टाइमर के लिए इतने ऑप्शन, तो ऐसे ऑटोमेशन में एटलीस्ट 1000 to 2000 कंपोनेंट्स है कि जिनके बारे में हमें इंफॉर्मेशन लेना है. लेकिन ऐसे ही वर्किंग नॉलेज, अभी ये टाइमर का वर्किंग नॉलेज मैंने आपको 5 मिनट में दिया, उसके बाद यू कैन हैव सच टाइमर विथ यू. तो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस टर्मिनल नंबर, उसका काम क्या है, हाउ टू कनेक्ट द वायर्स and through this how to control our load. तो हर एक कंपोनेंट के साथ उसका कैटलॉग मिलता है, वो कैटलॉग में वायरिंग का पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन दिया रहता है. तो वी हैव टू रीड दैट इंफॉर्मेशन एंड देन वायर द कंपोनेंट इन आवर सिस्टम. ओके, तो ये प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज आपको मिलना जरूरी है. टाइमर आपने डेफिनेटली पढ़ा रहेगा, लेकिन एक टाइमर हाथ में दिया तो उसके थ्रू अभी कन्वेयर को कंट्रोल करो. ऐसे कहा कि स्टार्ट किया तो आधा घंटे के लिए कन्वेयर चालू रहेगा, आधा घंटे के बाद बंद हो जाएगा. तो हाउ विल यू डू इट? तो ये प्रैक्टिकल्स करना बहुत जरूरी है. ओके, अभी यहाँ पे आप अगर देखोगे तो लेट अस सी, एक सॉफ्टवेयर है, वो सॉफ्टवेयर खुलता है क्या देखते हैं. आप मुझे बताओ, कैन यू सी इट? हाँ, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so here we have an example, that if, see here, as a load I have connected a lamp. In industry It may be a conveyor, it may be a pump. ओके, तो पंप है, कन्वेयर है, कंप्रेसर है, कोई भी है, तो मोटर को आपको रन करना है, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस लैम्प हियर देयर विल बी कॉन्टैक्टर कॉइल टू स्विच ऑन द मोटर. ओके, तो यहाँ पे एग्जांपल के तौर पे वी हैव कनेक्टेड अ लैम्प. तो नाउ व्हाट यू कैन इमेजिन फ्रॉम दिस सर्किट, ये सर्किट काम कैसे करेगा कि if we activate this switch, this lamp will be switched on immediately. Okay, and if we deactivate the switch, lamp will be switched off. Okay, but now if I ask you, my requirement is if I activate the switch, lamp should get switched on after 5 seconds. So what we need? Yes, can anybody? You can unmute the mic. क्योंकि आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख रहे होंगे ना, तो I cannot see that chat box over here because of full screen. तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? If we want कि when switch S1 is activated, lamp or our motor should get switched on after 5 seconds.
Delay timer.
Very good. Okay, so then how to incorporate that in this circuit? So let us see. Here, this switch which was giving connection or supply directly to the lamp, what we have done, when it was directly connected, it is getting switched on immediately. We want some delay. So what we have done, through switch, there is a supply to a timer. This is on delay timer and its delay time is here 8 seconds. So first when we activate the switch, timer will get supply, and after 8 seconds this timer will activate its contact as we have seen in that waveform. Okay, so when this contact will get closed, our motor or lamp will be switched on. Okay, so like that, first we draw the circuits in the simulation software, and once it will work properly, then we can have wiring and all those things. Okay, so nowadays these simulation softwares are available in market. Many of them are free. Okay, so you can download such software and you can try some different logics. Even with the help of these timers, you can have traffic signal logic also. You can use 3 lamps for red, green, yellow, and then you can imagine how it must be working. Okay, so here now if we switch on simulation, let us see what will happen. If I activate this switch S1, same switch is used over here also. That means behind this switch S1, we have connected 2 different contacts. One will be directly connected to lamp, one will be connected to timer. Or for a moment, what we will do is, first we will cover this and first go through only this circuit, how it will work. So here you can see that when we activate the switch, even if we remove our hand, that switch, since it is a switch, it remains in activated condition and our lamp is on. But it is switched on immediately. The moment we press it, it will be on. Okay. What we want is, we want some delay. So what we have done is, we have used timer. Now here you can see, if we activate this switch, first timer is counting that delay, and after this delay, it will activate this contact. Okay, and then it has switched on our motor, whatever load you want to switch it on. Okay, now it will be on permanently till the time we are not deactivating this switch. Now if you want that deactivation also should be automatic, that means Once it will be switched on after 8 seconds, it should get switched off automatically after half an hour. So again, what we need? Again, we need one timer. Now which will count half an hour. So after 30 minutes, we should break supply of this timer. तो ये टाइमर का सप्लाई ब्रेक हो गया 30 मिनट्स के बाद, तो ये टाइमर ने जो अपना कॉन्टैक्ट एक्टिवेट किया है वो भी ओपन हो जाएगा एंड देन ये हमारा लोड बंद हो जाएगा. सो हमें और एक टाइमर लेना पड़ेगा जिसका हम क्या करेंगे, डिले 30 मिनट्स का रखेंगे. तो 30 मिनट्स के बाद इसका सप्लाई कट करेंगे तो ये भी बंद हो जाएगा. लाइक दैट you can imagine, you can first think about the logic and then carry out the drawing of these circuits. Okay, so this is one fluid sim software. Actually it is used in hydraulics, pneumatics, but nowadays only hydraulics or only pneumatics is not there. It is automated circuits, so there are sensors and everything. So it is electro-hydraulic or electro-pneumatic. So to control the electrical circuit of that hydraulics and pneumatics, this electrical diagram is also there. Okay, so this fluid sim software is available free on net. You can download it and you can try this electrical drawing part of that. Of course, you will not understand what we will say pneumatics and hydraulics and all those different components from that. Okay, so here you can see that different components are there from that. See here, hydraulic components hai, electrical components. So in electrical components, what you can get is actuators, then power supply, then relays. In relay you can get that timer also. See, this is simple relay. This is relay with on delay. This is relay with off delay. Like that you can get different component. Here you can get switches, push buttons, NO, push button NC, switch NO, switch NC, like that. In electrical control you can get all these things which are required for designing such logics. And then of course you cannot right now understand these hydraulic valves and everything, but as an automation engineer you should know all these things also. Okay, so I think this is just an overview of the automation system. Within 1 hour it is difficult to explain it, but still I have tried it. Okay, so if you have any query, you can definitely ask. Okay.
Madam, one of the student is asking for, can you provide the link of this software?
Yeah, this is actually available online. Otherwise, what you can do, you can give me your number or your mail ID on my WhatsApp number. I will try to send it. Okay. Or otherwise, on Google, if you put fluid sim, it is hardly 4 MB or like that software. So you can get it. So anything else?
Yes, participants. One of the participants is saying, ma'am, there are speculations that automation replaces human, causing them to be jobless. It may cause huge unemployment among the low-skilled workers. How does the automation industry counter with that problem?
Basically, those operators, as you have mentioned, low-skilled workers, they also should acquire some knowledge nowadays. Okay, Harsh, your doubt is very correct. But nowadays, if a sabji wala can operate a mobile phone or doodh wala can operate a mobile phone, these low-skilled workers, they can also acquire some skills. And there are such training programs are available in industry itself. Whenever they will carry out automation in their industry, they purchase some automatic machines. they carry out training program for their operators or the workers to train them or to get acquainted with this latest technology. Because even if we are using automated processes and machines, we cannot eliminate human being. Definition of automation is we want to minimize human intervention. So the things where it is hazardous, ऑयल इंडस्ट्रीज है या सीमेंट इंडस्ट्रीज है कि जहां पे इट इज हैजर्डस टू गो टू दैट एरिया एंड ऑपरेट इट टू सेव द मैन ह्यूमन लाइफ, वी आर यूजिंग ऑटोमेशन. Okay, so that is how automation industry is coping with it, by giving some small skill development programs to low skilled laborers also. वो कितने दिन ऐसे लो स्किल रहेंगे ना, मतलब उनको हम ऊपर आने ही नहीं देंगे क्या? तो उनका भी तो थोड़ा सा अपग्रेडेशन होना चाहिए, उनको भी अच्छी जॉब मिलनी चाहिए.
Harsh, I will try to answer your query. Actually, Corona has taught us many things how to survive in these days. So you know that the person who is competent is getting occupied everywhere, right? So whether he or she is a laborer or he's a trainee engineer, he's a manager, anybody, you have to work with the current scenario and get yourself updated with the current knowledge. Then only you would be employed everywhere. It's not like that, right? Yeah, Harsh?
Yeah, he's saying he completely agree. But the thing is like that, we should upgrade ourselves.
Definitely. That has been the need of the day. And
this is the need.
Updated.
Yes. And Corona ने बहुत सिखाया हमें.
Earlier days have gone. They were few good days, and we were so lucky. Now it is like we have to keep us updated every day. Then only it is like you can stand somewhere. Otherwise, you will be like lagging in the race. It's like that. I request participants, if they have any like a doubt, they can unmute themselves and talk to ma'am, or they can write in the chat box.
Yeah, I can see chat box also.
Tarun is saying something.
Yeah, from our office, Mr. Kunal has given some feedback form link in chat box. So please fill those forms. And basically why we ask to fill this feedback form, that we need your input, that if you are interested in some different areas also for such lectures, you can give us the feedback that we are interested in this topic related to automation, and then we can conduct such webinars for you in that different topics also, on that different topic.
Hello. Am I audible?
येस मॅडम.
मॅडमचा
तिकडनं त्यांचा काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे वाटतं रेंजचा मॅडमचा.
करेक्ट.
Yes, there was some link problem.
Okay.
So we give some different topics for lecture in our feedback form. We can definitely discuss that in our institute, and then definitely can have some more such webinars.
Yeah, and for your information, participants, actually we were interested to organize a workshop of 6 days, but because of time constraint, we could not. So if you people are interested, then definitely we can organize such workshop on automation in contact with Kat or Yogita ma'am. She can definitely tell us about the workshops. So all of you, you are requested to fill this feedback form. Right, and if you are interested, then we can definitely organize this workshop after 20th of June. That is coming 20th of June. Definitely we can organize such workshops if you show interest.
Yeah, there is one question from Vaibhav, that difference between proximity sensor and IR sensor. So basically IR sensors are optical sensor which are also called as proximity sensor. So there is that way no difference in proximity sensor and IR sensor, but some proximity sensors, they have very less sensing distance. As inductive proximity sensor, capacitive proximity sensor, they have sensing distance of only 10 centimeter or so. But these IR sensors, they are also proximity sensor. They have sensing distance of, in terms of meters, that means 5 meters, 10 meters, like that. In the mall we visit, door of the mall will get open automatically. So how it will happen? There is a IR proximity sensor that it will sense a human being and it will operate the opening mechanism of the door. So there we need more sensing distance. That means from a long distance only it should sense us. There if we use capacitive sensor, then almost whenever we will touch the door, it will start opening. It should not happen. So wherever there is a close monitoring required, we will go for inductive proximity sensor, capacitive proximity sensor. But if distance is more, then we can go for these IR sensors. These are optical sensors basically. Yeah, basically, see, whatever we have learned, that once you should know working principle and then the selection criteria. So depending on distance, you have to select particular. Again, there is few differences also, as inductive can sense only metallic object. It cannot sense human being because working principle of inductive sensor is different and it can sense only metal. So if we need to sense non-metal, then we have to go for capacitive or ultrasonic or maybe magnetic sensors, depending on the material. And then again, distance is one more. So while selection, there are different criteria. Sensing distance, material to be sensed, like that, then the condition, atmospheric conditions and all those things. Basically, a meaning of proximity sensor is non-contact type of sensing. So whether the working principle is infrared or inductive or a capacitive, meaning of proximity is non-contact type. Okay. So I think Vaibhav, it is clear, and you should learn all these things. You should read the literature related to all these things because there are few more details also. Yes, what Shubham is saying, as increase in
cyber threat. Did it affect the automation too?
That threat is everywhere because we are now using all these things, even the net banking, it is having problem. So such type of threats are there, but then yes, there are some password protection and everything is there as we protect our all documents. Same way in automation also, in SCADA, we have some password protected, even for PLC also. You will have a program which is a password protected. So unauthorized person cannot open that. Same way SCADA also, because in automation, mainly SCADA will use all these things, internet and everything. So for SCADA also, we can have authorization, security, password, all those options are there.
Any more doubts, participants?
Very good, but you are participating and you are asking questions. It is very good.
Shubham is asking something, can automation withstand against bots?
See, basically what is a bot? There is also automation. Welding robots are there, which are used in manufacturing industry. In General Motor, whenever we have carried out this training of their employees, maintenance engineers, what they were interested in that training of those robotic arms and all those things. Basically, it is a part of automation. Robotics is. Bot means you are interested in robot only, no? Shubham? If I am not wrong.
Someone attacks with huge number of bots.
अच्छा, आपने वो ये बहुत देखा है क्या मूवी? रजनीकांत ने बहुत ही ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट कर दिया है.
2.0 बघितलेला दिसतंय आणि शुभम शिंदेनी. Okay, anyway, yeah, it's good. It's good, Shubham, to ask such questions. Actually, they are robots only, and it is robotics means automation.
Yeah, so we can counter attack them also.
He
And
said
we
that
should
I'm
be
learning
that
cyber
way.
security. He says, ma'am, he's learning cyber security. Okay, it's good.
Oh, very good. So there must be some, because I'm not aware of that much about this cyber security and all those things, but definitely there are some options, protections, as we have in our net banking and all those things.
Yes, any more doubts? Ma'am, which language is mostly used in PLC programming?
Ladder and sometimes FBD, functional block diagram.
Now, participants, please ask the doubts.
Some says PLC SCADA is out of date. What do you think? Can PLC SCADA can get replaced by IoT? And yes, they are not out of date, we will say, but they have modified a lot. Because in IoT also you will need all these things. So in PLC and SCADA, there is one more next step is DCS, distributed control system. So in distributed control system, there are a number of PLCs communicating together like that. So PLC will be one part of that. So IoT is there, no problem. It is a next version, we will say. But it cannot replace PLC and SCADA, IoT. Yes, gaining information and controlling it remotely, that some techniques will get changed, but basic controlling will be done with the help of PLC. To communicate with PLC, you can go to IoT.
Or can we say, ma'am, basically PLC SCADA is the basis of IoT and AI?
Yeah. Yes, in home automation, basically SCADA is not used, PLC is used. See, basically SCADA is to interact with the PLC. Nowadays through Alexa also we are controlling all the gadgets at our home. So in home automation, we can have that option also. Building automation is a very good option where all these automation components are used in lift and everything. So our automation engineers, which are getting trained from our institute, not necessary that they are entering in industry only. So some are having some have good career in building automation also, malls and everything. There we need automation and they use PLC and SCADA. As I have said, in railways also there is a, for mall, all those cooling towers, chilling towers and everything, air system, escalators, everything is controlled by this PLC and SCADA. Okay. Very good that you have a number of doubts and you are interested in knowing all these things.
We are happy to hear such questions from the
Yeah. Your participation. Otherwise, it is like a pravachan.
Yeah. It's very good participants that you have got such very good doubts.
We should appreciate.
Yeah. Any more doubts from participants?
So I will give my number over here. So you can contact me on WhatsApp or you can give me your mail ID. We can have chat on mail also. Are we using machine learning in our industry? And yes, definitely. See, our institute is having, apart from this automation, we have different courses also. So we can send you those details also. Whatever feedback link we have given, if you give your details in that feedback link and your interest, also we can send you all the details related to these questions. Okay, so Varun, you can fill that feedback form so that I can go through those feedback forms and then we will revert back to you. Okay, because we will get your mail ID from that and then we can revert back. We can send some literature also on mail. Okay. So everybody who are having any doubt or after this also, if you have any doubt, please fill that feedback form, put your doubt over there and we will definitely revert back. Okay.
Okay, I believe the questions from the participant side are over.
Yeah.
Sir, shall I go for Thanksgiving?
Yes, madam, please.
Yes. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your valuable information on this automation system. You have given a lot of information about very basic is like it is not only related to electrical or electronics engineering, it is related to mechanical, pneumatics and all and all. So this whatever presentation you have given, that was very, very helpful for our students or our participants, and it had definitely improved their knowledge in the field of automation. And I'm very, very thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to organize this webinar. Actually, I'm always interested to pass over the information to the students from the experts of various disciplines. And in future also, I would definitely be in touch with you regarding this webinars and workshop also. I remember every year our few students from our college, they definitely go for this automation training at your Thane Institute.
Yeah.
And I always get the feedback that they are very happy with this workshop. So definitely I would also recommend the participants to go for the workshop at Thane. And I'm thankful to TACT Institute for giving me this opportunity. I'm thankful to our head of the department, Dr. Vankade sir, for giving me permission to organize the same. And I'm thankful to Principal sir too for giving me permission. And finally, I'm thankful to the management. And last but not the least, I'm too much thankful to all my participants and my students of second year, third year. For giving me this opportunity and so that I could pass over this information to majority of the crowd. Even at last, I would be very thankful to my IEEE team for coordinating all the activities and making this webinar a successful one. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. And all the students fill the feedback forms, both the feedback forms, one from TACT Institute and one from our IEEE team. And once you fill that, you would be automatically, the certificate will be generated. If the certificate you are not getting it, so most probably maybe by tomorrow you may get, because it is through Certify and around 180 registrations we had. So in one day we can provide only 100 certificates. So definitely all the participants, those who have filled this feedback form, definitely will get the certificate. With this, sir, with your permission, shall I say that this webinar is over?
Yes, madam. So thank you, Yogita madam, for your webinar, and always you are supporting us long back. So definitely in future also we will have some workshop based on this automation. And also thankful to Dr. Shilpa Kapse madam for conducting this webinar, organizing this webinar. So
sir, it's my duty, sir.
Dr. Kapse madam also.
Yes, sir. It's my duty, and I'm privileged to organize these workshops. I'm always ready for this webinars and workshops.
Yes, madam, you are there. So that's why I am very relaxed, and I know that you are conducting it very nicely. So without any problem. So all these programs will be successfully conducted. So thank you, Dr. Shilpa Kapse madam, and once again thank you, Yogita madam. For,
thank you, sir. Sir, it is your support that we are able to organize these activities. Yeah, thank you, Healthcare sir. And finally, I would thank Yogita ma'am for your wonderful session.
Yes,
Thank you.
welcome, madam. Because I like to interact with such youngsters.
Yeah. And today, ma'am, many students from other colleges also have participated in this webinar.
Oh.
They all are not from our second year and third year. So
Oh.
I had just noted their names. Around the 30 students are from outside colleges.
Great.
Yeah.
So
Thank
hope they will give feedback in their college, and their college will also arrange such webinars to upgrade their students' knowledge.
Yeah, definitely.
So very good. Thank
Yeah.
you once again, madam.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, and have a
Yeah.
great day ahead.
Yes.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Kapse madam. Thank you, HOD sir.
Thank you, Ganesh sir.
Ganesh.
And Prachi ma'am too. Yeah. ठीक है sir. So with your permission, I just end the
Yes,
meeting.
madam.
eh?
Yes,
Okay.
madam. Yes.
Madam, I would end the meeting now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Oh, good day, madam. Thank you.
Thanks.